The following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi everyone, welcome to InLitchfield. I'm your host, John Latcher. We're coming to you from Studio 1 here on Charles Bancroft Highway in Litchfield, New Hampshire. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Hope everybody is enjoying the nice warm weather that we're having. All right, it's like July out there. All right, July. I hope Mother Nature doesn't have this all reversed now, where in March and April there's going to be 6 feet of snow and 20 below zero weather, all right? Especially when my daughter's getting married in March, all right? I'm a little bit nervous about this, all right? A little bit nervous, okay? Because of course I'm paying for all these meals for over 150 people, all right? Hopefully, I'm not going to say a word about it, all right? So we're going to move on a little bit from that, all right? I don't want to jinx anybody here, okay? My daughter will hold it against me for the rest of my life. For the rest of my life, which really isn't that long, because I'm almost 60 years old now, okay? All right. Hey, I'm a little bit nervous, like I said, you know, my daughter's getting married in March and everything, and I'm a little bit nervous about, the dance that I have to do with her, you know. It's nothing against my daughter, obviously, but I just simply cannot dance at all right? Not one bit, okay? When I dance with my wife sometimes, I step on her feet and everything. Hopefully that won't happen when I'm dancing with my daughter, all right? But my daughter told me to pick out a song, all right, for us to dance with and dance to. And I said, okay, it took me a few days to figure which song would be appropriate and everything, right? So I picked out a song, and its length was 3 minutes long. All right, 3 minutes is a long time, but not really too long. All right. So my daughter's response to that was, "How about 30 seconds, Dad? How about 30 seconds?" All right. She even knows how embarrassing it will be for me to dance with her. Okay. Even she knows. She knows what a lousy dancer that I am. All right, so Oscar, I'm a terrible dancer. Oscar, are you a good dancer over there? Oscar don't dance either. All right, so everybody knows that Oscar can't dance, all right, including myself. All right, rambling on over here, okay? I'd like to bring to your attention, on a serious note, the Litchfield Food Pantry could use some non-perishable items, all right? Please consider giving to the Litchfield Food Pantry, and thank you so much for your donations. I'm still excited. I recently had an addition to my family. No, I didn't have my first grandchild, all right? No, I didn't get a dog. Take a look. Open can. Closed can. Okay, now this is the excitement. This is the excitement in my life, all right? It all comes down to a trash can that you can talk to, all right? But sometimes it doesn't listen. It just doesn't listen. I keep talking to it, and my wife says, John, speak clearly to this trash can and it will open, right? But of course, it doesn't open that often, so I got to put my hand over the thing for it to open and close all the time, all right? So that's the excitement at the Latcher family, okay? A new edition of a trash can, all right? So exciting, huh, Oscar, at my house, huh? Boy, I'll tell you, huh? Hey, Article 7 on the town warrant article, fire engine purchase. They have added three words to this article that they're a little bit worried about, all right? And the three words are, as you can see on the bottom of your screen here, raise and appropriate, all right? Raise and appropriate, all right? Now, don't be alarmed about these three words, okay? Because the fire engine is going to be paid in full with ARPA funds from the federal government, okay? So there'll be no tax increase for the purchase of this fire engine. I repeat, no tax increase for the purchase of this fire engine, all right? So keep that in mind. The only thing that, in my opinion, all right, which is whatever, all right, is that they might have maybe should have put the word unmarked fire engine on this warrant article, because there is going to be a cost associated with marking the truck with the logos and everything on the truck. It doesn't come out of the factory with Litchfield logos on it, okay? So that's going to be an expense to the taxpayers, which is going to be minimal, all right? A few $1,000s, all right? But remember, Article 7, please consider voting for, because it's all free money, all right, from the federal government. And another article on the town side, which is fire station coverage for weekends, all right? That's extremely important, okay? And, if I was choking on a Saturday afternoon, okay, I would be dead if nobody was at the fire station, all right? This is extremely important that we have weekend coverage at the fire station, all right? I actually support 24-hour coverage at the fire station, maybe 2 12-hour shifts. All right, but we really have to have, with the population in town, it's going up, gradually going up in town. More people, especially when they're going to be building townhouses or whatever over at the horse farm. Multiple units, multiple people. We're going to need fire, EMT, or any kind of emergency vehicle to get there as soon as possible. All right, so that's my public service announcement for all of you out there, okay? All right. Hey, are you for a gas station in town? Are you really for a gas station? They're going to put a mobile station over by the horse farm. All right, if you're looking before the horse farm and after the Litchfield garage there, they're going to put a gas station there, a mobile gas station. All right, that's what's proposed. Now, I was thinking about it. When you come into Litchfield from your house on your way home from work, don't you pass a gas station within a mile or so, or whatever? If you're coming down 3A, if you want to take a left from Hudson, if you want to take the left to get on 3A, there's a mobile gas station. There's a Cumberland Farms if you go by the mobile station, all right? If you continue to go by Cumberland Farms and you go up to Page Road, there's a 7-Eleven. All right? If you go up even farther to West Road, there's a Circle K. All right? Now, coming from Manchester, you have Brown Avenue. You have a mobile station there, okay? If you come off the highway, Route 3, you have the Irving gas station there, okay? So no matter how you get to Litchfield, okay, unless you own a helicopter, you pass a gas station somewhere along the route on your way home from work. All right? Now, do we need a gas station in Litchfield? I would say absolutely no, because it's going to be right next to an aquifer. All right? They're going to have storage units in the back of this gas station. All right? But I didn't hear anybody talk about its effect on the established businesses that are there right now. All right? The Litchfield Food Pantry, which is a staple in our town, he'll go out of business. All right? He'll go out of business. Now I understand they're going to sell pizza, sells pizza slices or whatever, pizzas at this gas station. All right? What impact does that have on Romano's? All right? When people are at Mel's, they stop at the gas station to get a slice of pizza instead of going maybe to Romano's. So he could lose money as well. But I haven't heard that from the planning board yet. I haven't heard that. No. They're going to have a Dunkin' Donuts there. So they have one down right off of Route 3 there, the Irving gas station, Dunkin' Donuts. I see people from Litchfield there every time I go there. All right? So it's thumbs down to the gas station, in my opinion. All right? My opinion. My show, my opinion. Right, Oscar? Right. Okay. Hey, let's talk about the recent school deliberative session. The school deliberative session has come and gone. Thank God. It was a fairly good turnout. Some people called it a barn burner, but I don't know. That's a little bit more dramatic. Okay, drama. I wouldn't say it was a barn burner at all. And they talked about, their operating budget and everything else. But one thing that was surprising is that Superintendent Jetty didn't say one word, not one word during the whole meeting. A far cry from last year. Take a look.
So in the winter, you have a day like yesterday, you're right, we're going to have to draw electricity off the grid, but the goal is to have this be as close to net zero as possible.
Now, one thing that I didn't appreciate, all right, I'm friends with Steve Perry. I know him very well and everything, all right? But one thing that I didn't appreciate is that, he was looking at his watch during deliberative, okay? And it reminded me a little bit about when George Herbert Walker Bush was debating Bill Clinton. He was doing the same thing, all right? When I saw that, this is what I came up with. This is what it reminded me of, all right? I mean, people are in a rush to get this over with, the deliberative session. I don't understand it. I just do not understand it. It's, it's a democratic process. Some towns, they're sometimes till 5 o'clock at night sometimes in some of these deliberative sessions. But, I just don't understand. Speaking of the deliberative sessions, Bob Leary, Selectman Leary, had his point of view of how things were going. Take a look.
We cannot continue to tax the people out of this town. And as Kerry said, I figured it out at roughly $488 on a $400,000 house. That's just the operating budget if it passes. Okay, it's not any of the other things. If you want to add in the others, it's going to be quite a bit more. Okay.
Now that's Bob's version of this almost $26 million budget. I mean, did he say $488 on a $400,000 house just for the operating budget? I mean, let's face it. What house in Litchfield is worth $400,000? None that I know of. They're way up there, $450, $5, and straight up in the air after that. All right, so you're going to be paying more than $488. I can assure you, everybody in town, that's where the starting point is. All right, just on the operating budget, because they had to add more money to the operating budget because they took money out of all their funds. They depleted all their funds so they could pay for the LMS project. And then they want us to forgive them. They want us to forgive them by giving them the money back again. I don't know if I could support that. It leaves really a bad taste in my mouth. All right? It really does. Oh, boy, I don't know. But for the most part, I attended the deliberative session. But for the most part, what I noticed was that people really didn't care about the $488 increase on their property taxes. Because to them, it just doesn't really matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
And the newest Olympic power, Trinidad Tobago. But it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. I tell you, it just doesn't matter. 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 It just doesn't matter.
Just doesn't matter. We'll be back right after this message, so stay with us.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
Veterans, find resources at va.gov/reach.
Hi everyone, welcome back to InLitchfield. I'm your host, John Latcher. All right, I talked before the commercial. I talked about the operating budget, which is around $26 million. I'd like to talk a little bit about the land purchase. All right, I brought up a few questions about the land. You know, whether they already started doing perk testing on the land or whatever. But I guess they haven't done anything but a walkthrough so far. And there are contingencies. All right, there are contingencies where the school district can opt out of the contract if they see fit, if something, you know, if there's something really wrong with that piece of land. All right, the land is around $500,000 for approximately 35 acres. It's assessed at $750,000, all right? And one of the stipulations to this is that the school has to be named after the owner of the property's daughter, who unfortunately passed away and was a teacher in Salem, New Hampshire. All right. Now, at the deliberative session, I was bringing up the point that building aid from the state will pay for this land once the school is approved. And one of the comments that I made was, well, what's the rush? I mean, what's the rush here going on? And, you know, why can't we wait until next year, put the school on the ballot, and see if the school passes, then you can, you know, add the land on, and then they can, you know, wait to get building aid. And I mean, wait to get building aid, because the state can only allot like $49 million a year, okay? And Litchfield is 5th on the list. Ahead of them is Concord, who's number 1. They would like almost $90 million in building aid. They're really going to town in Concord, I'll tell you that. And then second, you know, is Monadnock. And they're doing a bunch of renovations, which was my point again. All right, they're doing renovations on buildings that were built in the 1800s. All right. Now, as I said, you know, as I said at the deliberative session, school deliberative session, if you were watching it, is that, you know, the superintendent was saying that, you know, the state will not put any money into Griffin at all. All right, But then why can they put money into these buildings that are built in the 1800s? I don't understand. I'm sure that they have the same, problems as Griffin, water and stuff. Clean out the swales, and then the water will disappear, right? I don't know. But as I said previously, the school is going to be named after her daughter. And, I think they're putting the cart before the horse here, I mean, see if the school will pass and then go from there. All right, there's no reason why the taxpayers should have to put up front $500,000 of their hard-earned money on top of the $488 increase, okay, for the operating budget. A lot of money we're talking here, especially when it could be paid by building aid. All right, so me personally, I'm for the renovations of Griffin. All right, and take a look.
In closing, I'm going to go sit
Can you
down.
please, I know this is redundant,
Yeah.
name and address.
I think Griffin can't be transformed into a vibrant, lively, efficient place of learning. You just have to give it a chance. If you haven't given it a chance, just give it a chance. Thank you very much.
All you have to do is give it a chance. We haven't really given it a chance. I haven't seen in years any renovation programs pushed by the school district. I haven't seen any renditions of how Griffin can be transformed into a wonderful school. You can go up another floor over there if you want to. I mean, some people are saying like kids are learning in closets and all this stuff. It's all drama, all right? It's all drama as far as I'm concerned. My kid went there, and he's fine and everything. He didn't say, "Hey, Dad, I was reading a book in a closet today." He never said that. So, and I'm sure many people's kids went there as well, and they're perfectly fine. All right, perfectly fine. I mean, even Bob Leary, Selectman Leary, went to this school, and there's hundreds of other people that have gone to this school. I think my personal opinion is that people just, they want to build a new school no matter what. And those are usually the people that live out of town that want that. All right? All right. So I just would like to say that in ending the show is that if you're interested in doing a show on LCTV, maybe you have a good voice, all right? Maybe you play the guitar very well, all right? Maybe you can tell. Maybe you're a good joke and a good storyteller, all right? You can come on LCTV. Yes, you can. Right, Oscar? Oscar's putting his head up and down. Can you say yes, Oscar? He's not going to say yes. But you can come on LCTV, or if you'd like to do your own show like me, I've been doing shows for, in June is going to be 8 years. 8 years and hundreds of shows, all right, on LCTV. So if you'd like to do your own show, contact Litchfield Community Television. All right. So I'm going to end the show. I hope everybody looks over the warrant articles coming up. The voting is on at Campbell High School, 7 to 7, March 14th. Is that correct, Oscar? March 14th, Campbell High School, 7 to 7. Watch all the meetings. You have access to the meetings on Litchfield Community Television. If you go to the town website, all right, they have replays of deliberative session, all school board meetings, all selectmen meetings, all budget committee meetings, so you can be informed when you pull the curtain behind you when you go to vote, all right? And please, please take the time and effort to go down to vote. It's extremely important, okay? When we have a town of over 9,000 people and we have 2,000 people voting, It's really not the democratic process. So please mark your calendar. Try to get out of work early. All right. Tell the boss, hey, I got to go vote in Litchfield. All right. So you really decide what goes on in this town. So please go down there and vote. And if you are not a registered voter, you can go down there and register as well. It's very simple. All right. All right. I'm going to end the show. I'll see you next time. I'm your host, John Latcher, and that's in Litchfield. Bye-bye, everybody.
You just gotta give me a chance. Give me a chance. Give me a chance. Give me a chance.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.